Before I get to today's episode, I just want to do a quick announcement. With so many events going on this summer, the Connecticut Scoreboard Podcast wants to help you save money on tickets. Baseball, concerts, whatever you're looking for, Seat Geek has you covered. Listeners of the Connecticut Scoreboard Podcast get $20 off their first ticket purchase with code CTSCOREBOARDPOD at checkout. I'll put the link to SeatGeek in the description here so you could download the app and save some money this summer when you're heading out to an event. Again, code CTScoreboardPod at SeatGeek, and you'll get $20 off your first purchase. And now to today's episode. Combine week just wrapped up, so of course we had to check back in with Alex. So Alex, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, of course. Got to start with this one. I know last time we spoke, you're getting ready to take your last couple finals. How'd the finals go?
They went well. Passed all my classes.
Very good.
Math was the one. Calc 2 was the one I was most worried about. We passed that. Coach Murray made me stay a little longer to make sure I passed the classes. So, it was a success in general, and it was a good. We had to finish strong for the finals, so it was good. It was a good way to finish strong.
Yeah, good, good. So take me through the timeline a little bit. So you go through the finals, you're back home for what, like a day, then back out to Chicago to do some workouts and get ready for the combine. What was it like really leading up to the combine that started what was it, about just a week ago?
Yeah, really. Spending time in Chicago, it's just been constant workouts. It's been 2 workouts a day with a lift every day, and it's a lot of work for sure. And it's a lot of live action. We'll do 1-on-1, 3-on-3, 5-on-5, and then we'll continue to do the stuff that we'll see at the combine, like the shooting drills there, the agility tests there, and just try to get as prepared as possible. And then leading up to the combine, it's a lot. It's a lot of shooting. I'd say we did before a couple live segments for especially for the guys that played 5-on-5
Hmm.
and a lot of recovery. The weekend was spent with a lot of recovery, massages, cold tubs, everything possible we did before we got to the hotel here. But it was a lot of work and it was good just because we spent countless weeks together and not countless, it was like 3 weeks or so. And 3 weeks together, to put on our best foot forward at the combine.
Yeah, you talk about doing a lot of shooting, getting ready, doing those types of drills. I mean, obviously it paid off when you had to do those drills at the combine. I know you topped the leaderboard. How did it feel going out there and being able to put up some good numbers there during those drills?
It felt good. I wanted to prove heading into the week that I'm one of the best shooters in this draft class. And I thought I did exactly that, just proved I'm one of the best shooters. And, we did a lot of prep with it. The star shooting was something Coach Hurley would make us do during the summer workouts and the spring workouts. So really, I've done it for so long now that the star shooting is pretty, you know, I've been used to it. And before too, with Dre Berry, one of our GAs, we spent a lot of time working on just getting 5 in a row, start shooting one in each spot, and it just became natural ever since. So then we worked on all the drills too with my agency too. So really, just a lot of repetition and like nothing was surprising when we stepped out there to shoot.
What's it like going through all the like the measurements and all that stuff that they do as part of the combine process? Seems like they do a lot there.
No, it definitely is a lot of measurements. Agility stuff, vertical stuff, all that type of stuff that you see other people do, and you just try to you just try to do your best. Myself, I'm not going to blow people away with the athletic testing, so just try to put a best score out there possible for me, and maybe surprise a couple people, even though I probably wouldn't athletically. So just train my best for it, and then off the court too. There's a lot of wingspan tests, a lot of height tests, all that type of stuff that typically isn't measured,
Yeah.
going into the combine.
What's it been like getting to be back? Because I know what basically the whole starting five was in Chicago for the combine. What was it like getting to reunite with everyone? I know Cam's been with you for a little bit, but to reunite with everyone else.
It was awesome. I was just happy to see Donovan, Steph, and Tristan. I mean, I've been missing those guys and being around them, even just for a little bit, was special. And there was no fall off at all between the relationship that we had since I'd last seen them. So it was awesome to see that. I missed them a lot, and they've been killing it in their own ways too, and they're getting ready in their respective locations too. So I miss them a lot for sure. Yeah.
I think we were all hoping we were going to get to see all five of you on the same scrimmage team and just tear through the combine scrimmages too.
They wouldn't let us do that. They didn't want to see us on the team again together. They saw what happened in March.
When it comes to the scrimmages, how do you get insight into how those scrimmage teams are assembled? Is it just kind of random, or what goes into it?
It's so random. I find out the day before the game, like of who's on my team, what all that stuff.
Yeah,
So it's so random. I just assume they just do like two guys of each position, just mix and match, but
yeah.
no connections whatsoever made within those teams.
So you get up there in the scrimmages, and I think one thing that's interesting, you just get to play with so many guys, go up against so many guys. I know a guy that everyone was talking about heading into the combine, and I'm sure you just from growing up as a basketball fan, knowing LeBron James and getting to play with Bronny. What was it like getting to play with him a little bit?
No, it was fun. I mean, I know there's a lot of media coverage on him and people talk about him all the time, but the way he's handling that stuff and just the type of person he is, he's a cool person. He's a really good guy. So it was fun being on the court with him for 2 days and playing with him. He plays the right way and he knows what he's doing out there and he knows, what his role is. So it was definitely special playing without them and during the games and it was fun for sure.
Yeah, and then I know in the scrimmage, was it the first game you went up against Cam? Is that what it was? And what was it like going up against him?
It was fun. It was a little weird, like seeing like I'd walk on the court and I'm seeing him shoot, and I'm like, damn, we on the other side today. Like it was definitely weird. And then I was trying to get on the offensive glass a little bit, and he was blocking me out. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, all that stuff. So it was weird for sure, but I'm just glad that I was able to beat him and get a little bit of a competitive edge over him.
You guys trash talking at all during the scrimmages against each other?
Not at all. We didn't really say a word to each other. We just Yeah, we just didn't. I just made sure if I was on him, I just didn't want him to score on me. That was it.
Yeah. As you're going through, this whole combine process, the measurements, the drills, the scrimmages, just what's the whole thing been like for you? Because I feel like it has to be, kind of quite the experience going through it all the week.
No, it definitely is. I mean, I feel like just from a player side, I feel like I've gotten so much better from it. And, really just seeing where I stack up against the other guys in this draft class. And it's been real beneficial for me. And I thought it was a great week for me in general. And I just feel so much better coming out of it. And then obviously meeting all the new guys too. And, playing with, like a Baylor Shireman, another Big East guy. It was
Yeah.
fun spending the court with him and just being competitive with guys that I played against during the season. So it was a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah. As you're going through all this stuff this week, are you getting feedback, that you're hearing from scouts and then teams throughout the week, or is it something that kind of culminates at the end? How does that whole part of this process work?
It's throughout the week. It's throughout the
Okay.
week. We'll have interviews with different teams, and you could ask for feedback with if you want to ask any questions. That's when you can get feedback. My agent's been getting a lot of feedback too, so he's really the main one that's been talking to me about what he's been hearing around and how's my name getting tossed around too. So he's the one that's really providing a lot of feedback for me. And then during the interviews, I just ask what do you guys want to see more of me and what I can improve on, and that's all I think is the best way is just directly to me.
Yeah. Is there a thing or two that's kind of stuck with you as you've been going through this of like, hey, as I'm just trying to work on my game, whether it's in the off season going back to UConn or heading into the league next year that you're kind of focusing on?
Yeah, just continue to get better defensively. Continue to be a reliable, switchable defender. Just being more versatile defensively, using my length, playing angles, and then movement shooting instead of always just being a catch and shoot guy. Just being able to move while shoot at the same time. So those are two of the many main things that I've really wanted to lock in on more.
As you're going through these interviews with the team, I know come draft time we always hear about guys getting asked some crazy questions. Have you gotten anything thrown your way?
I did get asked since teams do know academically, my family's a big academic people. They've asked me how many pennies are in $1 million. That was one of the questions. And then I got it right. It's 100 million. And then another team after I met everybody, they turned on the TV and I thought I was about to watch film, but it was a 12 and under scouting report of me from like a sixth grade tournament, and they wanted to know if any of it was true or not, and most of it was still true. Besides the fact that it said a 5'10" post player, and I told them I'm not a post player anymore.
All
So
right.
those were two of the funny moments that came out of those interviews.
Yeah, no, that's fun. What's it like being a part of these interviews as you're going through the process?
I've liked them a lot. I know people they could get it, into the pressure moments of trying to come up with the right answers, but really, I just went in as like a natural conversation and just really be as real as possible, so they really get to know who I am. So for me, they were a lot of fun, and there was no pressure at all, and I enjoyed actually meeting all the new people within the
Yeah.
organizations and finally being able to put names to faces and what they do with the organization. So it was super cool for me, and I really enjoyed it.
I'm going to take a quick break from the interview to tell you about my friends at Martin Rosol's Meats. This fourth generation Connecticut family business produces kielbasa, hot dogs, sausages, and deli meats using Martin Rosol's very own original recipes. Their products can be found in grocery stores, delis, restaurants, and hot dog stands throughout the state. If you're looking for your fill right away, check out their retail store in New Britain. For more information, visit martinroselsinc.com and go support a Yukon fan owned business. And now, back to the interview. Yeah, no, it seems like a really interesting week, whether it's just, kind of getting that feedback, getting the chance to show what you could do, meet with these teams. It just seems like a really cool opportunity. So glad to hear that it seems like things went well.
For sure, it was a blast for sure. I enjoyed it.
Have you gotten to enjoy Chicago at all outside of just basketball stuff? Have you been able to? I know there was that story about you, Cam, going to sushi with Adama. Outside of that, anything else good you've been able to do in Chicago?
Really, we're so tired after workouts. I just lay in bed and watch the playoffs. But Adama, he did take us to Nobu and he bought us the meal. He was a gentleman for sure. I mean, he he provided everything. He drove us, he bought the food, he gave us a little tour of, his area of Chicago. So he he definitely provided us well for sure. And me and Cam owe him big time for that because next time, if Dom is ever in Boston, I'll make the drive up there and
Yeah,
spoil him on a Nobu meal or another expensive meal. And I know Cam would do the same if he's ever in Maryland.
yeah.
So that was definitely my favorite memory, just seeing Adama again and just another play I've missed, being around.
Yeah, and I didn't even have to ask. I was going to ask if he treated you guys. See, you got that out of the way. Nicely done by Adama. Were you able to pick his brain kind of on where as you're trying to make this decision, talking to him about what he went through last year as he was going through this process?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there were definitely conversations about like how he's enjoyed the NBA and his perspective and what he wants to do better and how he's going to do it better. So it was definitely super cool. And just, the lifestyle in the NBA, the NBA is great and all, but, it's a lot for sure with, you might not always get what you want or,
Yeah.
you just want to put in so much work and it takes a while. At least it's a whole different game. So he definitely talked to me a lot about, his experiences and it definitely helped me out too, in preparation for whenever I do decide to go.
Yeah, so I know you got to play with him. Cam didn't. Cam and Adama still just kind of hit it off as Yukon Huskies.
They hit it off as if they played together too. They definitely did.
As you're I know as you're trying to like make a decision, I know when I was making job decisions, my parents are always butting in with their thoughts. Have they been giving you like a lot of feedback and giving you their thoughts on the whole situation?
My parents, honestly, not really. They honestly are just they've always just been supportive and they've been proud of everything I've been doing and they were happy with how the combine went for me and just, continue to say how proud of they were for me. But they're not putting really any input. They're letting my agent do the work. They're letting Coach Hurley, Coach Murray, the entire UConn coaching staff put in the work and we have a lot of trust in, the group behind me. So really they don't have any say in because my mom, she's not going to really know much about the NBA. So
Yeah.
she's just being the supportive side of things.
Nice. When and I mentioned the coaching staff there, have you had much interaction with them over the past, kind of few weeks here? I think I saw Kamani went out to the combine, right?
Yeah, so they've been texting me, before the combine, just staying in touch a lot, and they did a great job of that. And then it was awesome seeing Coach Hurley, Coach Murray, and Kamani out there in Chicago. So we were able to spend time together, and really catch up on everything. So it was definitely good to see them too because I did play my better game when not Coach Hurley, Coach Murray, Coach Kamani were there, and Coach Hurley. So it was good just to see a familiar face in the building, and
Yeah.
I do give them the credit for having that good game Wednesday, just because you know I saw Coach Murray before the game, and he let me, I felt like back to myself, so it
Yeah.
was good.
Is it weird? Was it weird getting to play with some of these Big East guys? Because I know you mentioned Baylor Sherman there. I mean, you're going up against them in some heated Big East wars throughout the year. Now you guys playing side by side. Was it weird?
Not at all. I actually had a lot of fun, and unfortunately, we weren't on the court as much as we would have liked to been together. But I mean, he's been with my agency too, so it was cool just being around him. And
Yeah.
yeah, he's a super good guy. He's a great player, and he is a lot of fun to play with too. So, but I think even just going around the combine and just seeing all the other Big East guys, we just have so much respect for one another, and that really we just show love to one another and just respect each other so much.
Yeah. So I know decision time has to be coming up soon. Like, I think it's the end of the month. What's kind of your thought
Yeah.
process as you're trying to make this decision and think about things, for what's next for you?
Yeah, it's just putting myself in the best position for my future. Both options are so great, and I'm still lost. I still don't know what to do. I'm trying to take it day by day, and no, but knowing that I have an amazing coaching staff behind me, if I do decide to go back to school, then on the other side, it's just the NBA has always been my dream, and being so close to it too, it's so
Yeah.
special for me. So really, whatever happens, I know I'll be happy either way. It's a stressful time right now, just not knowing what I'm doing, where I'm gonna be in 2 weeks. Like that's just the stressful part. Like I know I gotta decide in like 10 days, 11 days, however many days, and not knowing where I'll be in those 10 or 11 days, that's probably the most stressful part. But other than that, just taking advice and just, knowing that everyone within my circle wants what's best for me.
Yeah, no. I don't envy the decision making process because I know when I come to decisions like that in my life, I always stress about them. I hem and haw and I'm on it to the last minute, just like I know you're probably feeling right now. So I know everyone's really rooting for you and excited no matter what you decide on. You able to do anything to relax at least a little bit over these next like 10 days or so as you get to make the decision? Anything you do to de-stress a little bit?
Oh yeah, I still talk to friends. I still have those funny conversations, really not thinking about it at all and just,
Yeah.
just taking it day by day. But really just as crazy as it sounds, just living my life how it has it always been before this decision too. So
Yeah.
it's been all good for sure.
Good, good. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Well, again, we'll have to have one of these post decision, no matter what it is, and
Of
and
course.
really appreciate you hopping on during. I know it's been a really really crazy time for you. So best of luck as you get ready to make this decision, and wishing you the best.
Thank you. One more thing. I seen something saying that you have something against fruit with ice cream. Is this true? I seen that. I am busy, but I did notice that. I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I know you are because I know you are a fruit and ice cream guy. I
I
am not.
am.
I don't like fruit in my ice cream. Like it's just something I've never really been a big fan of. I to be honest, I don't need a ton of fruit on its own. Don't take dietary advice from me. So
All right.
putting it in the ice cream just isn't my go-to. I'm like a chocolate and then throw other like sugary and not the best things for you in it, whether it's like brownies, candy, that type of stuff. But I can respect people who like the fruit ice cream. Nothing against you guys,
All
just
right. I was just making sure. I just want to get your side of things before, I judged.
yeah. No, feel free.
Respect
Judge away because half of Twitter already did. So
it.
so yeah, no, I mean if you're back at UConn, we'll make sure we get an ice cream together and we can settle it out that way.
There we go. That sounds good with me.
Well, Alex, appreciate it again and thanks so much.
Thank you for having me once again.